Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another edition of The Good, The Bad, The Ugly, the Juice Review Show, brought to you by the Department of Inhaled Vapors. And today we have got 3 pods from the Elements range. We'll be looking at the 555 Tobacco, Frost, and last but not least, Pink Lemonade. Now, I have got to state for the record, any views or opinions you hear during this review are mine and mine alone. I've not been paid to do this review. I did not pay for these pods. They were given to me as an extra when I bought the Gusto Mini system at Vapor Jam the other week. I was going to say, individual taste, setups and power levels will alter what you get from the juice. Obviously, I will not be changing the power level on this one because I'm using the Gusto Mini pod system. And this fires at 17 watts with a 1.5 ohm coil in each pod. Right. I'm going to quickly go through. I went through boxes and labels and gibbons a little bit in the Zeus Juice pod review, so I won't do that. But there is just one thing I want to bring attention to, and one thing I quite like this. On the front there, you see it will tell you what the nicotine strength of this pod is. Now, on the back, and one thing I didn't go through in part 1, there's got the e-liquid ingredients list on here, and it tells you it's got VG, PG, natural, artificial flavourings, and this is the point of. I'm glad they show it, but I think they should word it better. Because I think if Train Stands had a look at this, they'd say there's some confusion here. It says nicotine pod content, 2 milliliter, which it is, 40 milligrams. Now, that 40 milligrams is the nic salt level. That is 40 milligrams of nic salt, which gives you that nicotine strength. But it needs to be a bit clearer on that back bit, because at the moment it says nicotine content 40 milligrams. Well, it's not. It's nic salt content is 40 milligrams, and the nicotine strength level is 20 milligrams. It's something I think just needs to be cleared up a little bit there, because with Train Standards they could look at that and go, hang on, you said 40 milligrams on the back and 20 milligrams on the front. Which is it? It just needs to be the nicotine salt strength is 40 milligrams. The actual nicotine strength is 20 milligrams, which, as we all know, thanks to the TPD, is the maximum limit. Just something I think could be just cleared up and clarified a bit better on the actual ingredients. But anyway, I'm not going to start off with the Frost, because I remember what Frost used to be like. I'm going to start off with the 555 Tobacco. Now, people who know me, I haven't really done a lot of tobaccos. I kind of went off them within about 3 to 6 months after starting vaping and starting to discover all these other wonderful flavours that you can actually get nicotine in. So if I pull a face during this, it doesn't necessarily mean that the juice is bad. It probably just means they've got it quite well. As always, I say these are still also got to state the Frost and the Pink Lemonade are a 20. That's not the right one. And the Pink Lemonade are a 20 milligram nicotine. And the tobacco is a 10 milligram. They've actually put a 10 milligram pod in there as well. As always, to activate these, pull them down until you hear the click. Pull them off. So then the bottom is bunged, so the juice will not go all over your device. Give it a shake until the juice is in the bottom compartment. Which, to be fair, is there already. You can see now that bottom compartment is full around the coil area. So just remove the pod I did have in there. And slip the new one in. Simple as that. They really are a no-faff device. There we go. I'll just have a quick couple of dry goes. Just to actually get the juice into the coil area and around the cotton, so get the cotton. There we go. Not quite there yet, still a little dry around that coil area. There we are. Yeah, we're there. So, generally not a fan of tobacco. Well, I'll be fair, over the years, there has been some that come out that have actually gone, oh, actually, that's quite nice. I do more prefer an RY4 than a straight tobacco. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely tobacco. Let's tell you, it's been 7 years. I can't actually tell you what brand of tobacco this was actually imitating anymore. There's a slight throat hit with this. This is unusual for Nixops. Normally it's quite smooth. This one has got a little bit of a throat hit to it, but then it does also give you the impression that you've just had a... But flavour-wise, they've got it pretty much spot on. Personally, this is one for me. Obviously, I'm not really a big tobacco fan. But for people who are just making the transition, they're still not quite into the whole wild and wacky flavour world that can happen with some of the juices that we get. They want something that's familiar just to get them into that, to help transition into vaping. Yeah, this would work really, really well. It is quite a long-lasting flavour as well. Just like it would have been in the old days for a lot of us. Yeah, I can't fault that at all. If you are a tobacco fan, or you are just making that transition and you're not quite ready for the wonderful world of flavours that can come from vaping, give that one a go. That is the 555 tobacco from Element. As I say, always, with each pack you get, you will get 3 pods inside, and each pack is $9.99. I know it might seem a lot for basically 6 ml of juice, but considering you're also getting 3 coils in that as well, and 3 falling on the floor pod systems, it does work out, and it's still cheaper than smoking, which is the main thing, as well as the fact it doesn't do as much damage. Well, it doesn't do like 95% damage that tobacco will do to you. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to try the pink lemonade. I've still got the taste of tobacco in there. It is actually quite a strong flavoured tobacco. Here we go. So all pods have not been opened, as you can see from the little proddy bits at the bottom. There we go. Pull. Pull. I mean, all I will say is anyone using a pod system, please remember to dispose of your pods correctly. Put them in your waste bin. They are not recyclable. There is metal, plastic combo in there, and of course the nicotine itself, which you're still going to get residue in each pod. Right, we're in. Cut the dry it. It's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, we'll get the little bubbles now. Now, I like pink lemonade in the just in the free base nicotine range that they do. I'm happy to say that the flavour is just as good. Actually, the lemonade side of it is very nice. There is just a nice fruity edge to this. This is one I could probably do quite a bit of. Obviously not at this strength. I mean, if I had it in the free-base one, then I'd probably be going for a bottle quite quickly. Obviously with this, it's going to be as and when needed. It's a lot smoother on the throat than the tobacco one I'm finding. But then I think with the tobacco one, it kind of adds that you are expecting a kind of throat hit to it anyway. I wish I knew what the actual ratios on the VG and PG were on these, but there we go. Probably 50-50 or something like that. Actually, the flavour on this one is bloody good. Kind of raspberry element. Strawberry. I think it's raspberry element to it. Does sit on the tongue really nice. You do get a nice fruity flavour, and especially with that lemonade as well. The lemonade lasts going in and coming out. But it is very, very smooth, considering, as I say, it's 20 milligrams of Nick. Can't fault that one at all. They've done a good job with it. As I say, the flavour is just as good as it was in the original range before they went on to Nick Salts. Yeah, fans of lemonade, definitely give that one a go. That is the pink lemonade from Element. Right, I shall move on to the last one now, and I've been leaving this one to last because I remember what the original was like. It did kind of take my head off a little bit. It is an extreme menthol. And that is the Frost in 20 milligrams. You might notice, I would say, with these reviews, they are a little bit shorter because obviously I can't adjust the power to see what they would do at a different temperature, or, well, different power level, shall I say. And also, it's 20 milligram Nick. I don't want to be puffing too much, because I will be off my tits by the end of the review. I know a lot of you people out there seem to think I am off my tits, but I'm not, surprisingly enough. Another couple of shakes. Yep, we're in. And we're bubbling. Nicely, nicely. There we are, a couple of dries. Try to cover up that air hole a bit just to encourage it a bit more. Here we go. Still a little burny, actually. It's not quite absorbing in there as well as the others. Put out the air hole bit. Give it that a go now. Here we go. That's better. Slight throat hit from this. It's not from the nicotine or the Nick Salts. It's from the flavour, because it is quite an extreme menthol with Frost. Cloud production isn't great. I don't know what's going on with this one. I've still got a green light on, so it's not because there isn't enough power going through the device. Doesn't seem to be performing very well. Well, let's check them all in here. Yep, we're all in. Could be a dud pod. I'm not going to lie there at all. Say the mod has got full power. That's better. Some of the reason that just took a little while to actually get going on that one. Flavour wise, if you were a fan of the original, you're going to be a fan of this one. If you're a fan of menthol cigarettes, you probably be a bit surprised because this one is a little bit more extreme than what you would have got from a menthol cigarette. Very cold on the way in, and a cold breeze on the way out. It does taste like an extreme menthol cigarette. Did take a little bit. I'm not quite getting that. I don't actually think that it's not producing anywhere near. I know it's not a lot of power, and it's not meant to really. It's not meant to fill a room, but it does seem to be a little bit underperforming on the actual vapor side at the end. Tell you what, I'm actually going to try another pod from the box and just see whether it's the pod or that's in there. doesn't seem to be a lot. Well, as I said before, it ain't going to be a lot, but you know what I mean. Seems to be evaporating quite quick. I've got one more pod in there. I've been trying the other one. The other one was fine. This one does seem to be underperforming. So let's have a look. Talk amongst yourselves. As I say, I'm just going to try another pod here because that one does seem to be underperforming. I don't want to try too much, as I say, the 20mg nick is starting to hit now. Oh, hello. Right. Pod in, pod secure, clear airway. That one doesn't seem to be doing a lot either, really. So the flavour's there, but it just doesn't seem. It seems that there's not actually anything coming out. Yeah, I don't quite know what's happened with them ones. So the other one I used was actually all right. Then two from that pack seem to be very underperforming. So news. That's the first thing, first problem I've actually had with the pods. It's a little bit better. It's still not great. That's better. Did seem a bit of a ramp up time for that to actually get going, but that other pod just didn't want to know. Anyway, yeah, a fan of extreme menthol cigarettes, then yes, this would be a good one for you as a new starter. There's a little slight fruit here, as I say, it's from the flavour and it's not from the nic salts. You do have a very fresh mouth afterwards. But at 20ml, you ain't going to have like a couple of puffs put away. Then, whenever you want another one, you can have another go. That's better. That was just that one pod. That was just that pod, for some reason, was underperforming. Might have been a problem with the coil, might have had a little bit too much cotton in it, I'm not quite sure on that one. But fans from menthol are going to like it. It's a very clean, it's very crisp, but it is quite a strong menthol as well. Yep. Apart from that one pod, but so far that's been one pod out of... That's been one pod out of 18 so far that I've been going through. Yeah, it's going to happen, but it's annoying. But it's going to happen. Anywho, that brings me to the end of this review. If you have enjoyed what you've watched today, please remember to like, share, comment, and of course, once it pops up here, slap my ugly mug and give us a sub. So on behalf of myself, Darren Stone, head of the Department of Inhaled Vapours, I bid you all a very good day, and I hope to see you soon for some more reviews. Take care, people.